Aquarius, February has a strong emphasis on you. And this definitely makes sense because we start off the month with the sun in your sign. So there is going to be ample opportunity for you to address your own needs and for you to make some personal improvements in your life. There's also going to be ample opportunity for you to make some money, especially if you've been working on some monetary goals over the last couple of months. However, there may be some curveballs thrown your way, especially in the relationship department, especially around the time of the full moon in Leo. So if you want to know more about what February has to offer, stick around. You definitely don't want to miss this. What's up, everybody? As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If you are new here, my name is Mel, your new favorite astrologer, and I'm the founder of divinefeminineworks, where I help people unlock their divinity and discover their magic. And as always, if you are returning, welcome back. This channel is everything tarot, astrology, spirituality, and manifestation. So if those are the things you like, if those are the things you love, if those are the things you want to learn more about, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. All right, my love, so this is going to be the February monthly astro forecast for the sign of Aquarius rising. All right, so these videos are all done by rising sign. Because I do an astrology forecast for you guys, it's always done by rising sign. So if you don't know what your rising sign is, I'll leave the information on how to find out your rising sign in the description box below. All right, so if you are an Aquarius sun or if you're an Aquarius moon, the astrology portion may not apply to you. So it's best that you watch these videos based on your rising sign. All right, so without further ado, let's get into what this month has to offer for you. All right, so let's start off with the areas of emphasis for the month of February. So we've got first you and yourself, then we've got your money and assets. Thereafter, we have ideas and conversation, and then we also have an emphasis on relationships, which is everyone's favorite. All right, so let's get into it. So first and foremost, Aquarius, you have an emphasis on your first house of self because during the first half of February, the sun is going to be in Aquarius, which is your first house. So this is going to be the time when you're either celebrating your birthday. All right, so if you happen to be an Aquarius rising and an Aquarius sun, happy birthday. All right. This is going to signify a time when you can focus on you. You can change up your appearance and you can address any personal needs and goals that you have. Now, during February, you're going to have the sun in Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius, and Saturn in Aquarius. So basically what this means is that it's definitely a time when you're going to want to express yourself, especially those unique and quirky qualities that you guys are so famous for having, okay? But keep in mind, the presence of Saturn in your first house may signify that whatever personal goals you're working on or whatever improvements you're trying to make may be met with resistance, obstacles, challenges, or delays. So let me give you a perfect example. Let's say that you were on a weight loss journey. Maybe you want to lose weight or maybe you want to gain weight and tone up, right? And you are hitting the gym, you're eating right, but you're finding that you're not necessarily getting the results that you had hoped for, especially in the time frame that you're expecting. That's definitely because of the presence of Saturn, okay? So Saturn is really going to test you. It's going to make things a little difficult in order to see if you are really committed to whatever goals that you are working on. So remember, just because something is taking a long time or you're required to take a detour doesn't mean that you shouldn't be on the journey to begin with, all right? So Saturn is requiring you to really be committed and stay the course, all right? So next up, there's going to be an emphasis on your second house of money and material possessions. So your second house is really going to be lit up around the second half of the month during Pisces season because you're going to have the sun in Pisces, the new moon in Pisces, Venus is going to be in Pisces, and Neptune is going to be in Pisces. So a lot of energy is going to be circulating in your second house of money. So basically the way that this energy works is that you're going to want to use your imagination to create the reality you want to see, especially when it comes to money. So if you're trying to get more money, maybe get a new job, maybe implement a new income stream into your life, if you're trying to acquire certain things, buy some luxury items, you're definitely going to want to think about and imagine what it would be like to already have these things. That is the best way to use this energy, because that imagination is going to create that reality. Now, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do any work, that you shouldn't take any steps towards creating abundance and more money into your life. It just means that everything starts in the mind first. So don't be afraid to daydream. Don't be afraid to use your imagination, and not only just think about what it would be like to have more money, but feel it real. Allow yourself to feel what it would feel like to be whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, right? Whether you want to be a millionaire, whether you want to have 7 streams of income, feel it real, and then it will appear in your reality as such. All right. Then next up, we have an emphasis on your 3rd house of ideas and communication. Now, Venus is going to start off the month in Pisces, but then mid-month, she's going to make her way into your 3rd house and link up with Jupiter, all right? And your 3rd house happens to be Aries. So especially when it comes to implementing some of those goals I was talking about before, whether they're your personal goals as reflected by your 1st house, or whether it's money goals as reflected by your 2nd house, you're going to want to put in some work, okay? And because Venus and Jupiter are both benefic planets, meaning that they bestow positive energy, any sort of effort that you do is definitely going to be blessed by the universe. So like I said before, get to work on those goals, because some of that energy will come back to you immediately, okay? So it's definitely a beneficial time for money. It's definitely a beneficial time for any of those personal goals that I mentioned before. Now, the 3rd house covers communication and ideas. So you're definitely going to want to keep your ideas and sort of that chatter that you have in your head very positive. I'm not saying you have to be happy and happy-go-lucky and love and light all the time, but try your best to overcome any negative thoughts that you may be thinking, all right? So try to keep your thoughts very positive. This is also an area of emphasis that has to do with our communication with others. So any of those goals, any of those ideas that you have, definitely be vocal about them. Exercise your throat chakra and talk to people in your vicinity. Talk to people in your neighborhood. Talk to your siblings or cousins about some of the things that you want to implement in your life, because these people are primed to help you with these things. The 3rd house covers communication, especially with people in our immediate vicinity, okay? So definitely take advantage of the people that are around you, because they can definitely be beneficial to you in terms of helping you achieve some of those goals. Now, the 3rd house also covers short distance travel. So if you find that you have an urge to go on a weekend getaway, or maybe your friends invite you to spend the weekend with them someplace, definitely do it, okay? Because of the presence of Venus and Jupiter in your 3rd house, that weekend getaway can actually be a lot more than you bargained for in a good way, all right? So definitely take advantage of that. Then next up, there is going to be an emphasis on your 7th house of relationships, particularly around the time of the full moon in Leo. Now, the way that the astrology is set up for this full moon, some curveballs may be thrown your way with relationships, okay? So the theme of this full moon is going to be to follow your heart, okay? So for some, the way that this may play out is that you may find that whatever relationships you're in, and these are committed relationships, so your long-term relationships, your marriages, your business partnerships, any relationship that you are contractually obligated to somebody is covered by the 7th house. So this full moon may illuminate the fact that maybe you've been too enmeshed in your relationships. Maybe the only way that you identify yourself is as so-and-so's girlfriend, or so-and-so's husband, or so-and-so's business partner. Maybe now's the time for you to really focus on your individuality and your own needs and desires. Or for some, maybe you've been a little too emotionally detached in your relationships, and you've really been operating as a lone wolf, all right? I feel like this full moon may highlight the fact that maybe you need to get a little closer to your partnerships, be a little more vulnerable, and focus more on the partnership rather than just yourself. Either way, this full moon is going to be super duper illuminating, all right? So definitely keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open also to see what pops up around this full moon. What issues pop up that you can work on so that you can have not only better partnerships, but also a better sense of self. All right, so now that we've gotten into the astrology, let's talk about the tarot. Let's pull some cards and see what messages that Spirit has for you in February. All right, so this is for Aquarius rising for February. Let's see what Spirit's talking about this month, all right? Let me just move my notebook out of the way. All right, let's get into it. For Spirit, what's going on for Aquarius rising for February 2023? Okay, so first card out we've got is 4th house, which is your house of home, okay? So perhaps you've got some issues at home. This could also be your private life, okay? Your home is considered, the 4th house is considered your headquarters. It's considered where your foundation is, okay? So I think that during February, there may be an emphasis on home. I'm hearing that, you know, that personal goal I was talking about earlier with respect to your first house? Maybe one of your personal goals is to update your home. Maybe it's to change residences. It might be to move. It may also signify family relationships. Maybe you want to create your own family at this time. Or maybe there are certain issues within your family that you want to address. I feel like that may be a focus this month. Then we have this card of progressions. All right, so it's journey. And I want you to pay attention to this clock right here. Remember I said before that you've got Saturn in your first house. So things may take some time. I feel like whatever personal goals you're working on, it's really a journey, okay? Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So if you find that you're met with resistance, if you find that things are taking a lot longer than you thought they would, it's okay. Still stay the course, all right? And then we have this card, which is the Imam Koli, which is known as the root, okay? It's also representative of the 4th house. So Aquarius, I feel like there is a huge emphasis on home and family this month, to the point where I feel like many of you may be trying to move. Many of you may be trying to buy a home. Maybe you have a home improvement project that you're working on, or maybe you're really even trying to create a family, okay? And the message is clear. Stay the course. You're going to be met with obstacles and resistance. Like, that's a given. But it's strengthening you. It's building up the characteristics within you that align with whatever goal you're trying to achieve. So again, stay the course this month. All right. Let's pull some more cards and see what else we have for you. Okay. We've got the Fool. So yeah, definitely you guys are embarking on a new journey. Like, this is a new time for you. I feel like some of you have turned a new leaf. I feel like some of you are embarking on a brand new journey that you haven't been on before. And there's this, I'm hearing very loudly that you're going to need to have faith. Definitely stay the course. All right. We've also got the Knight of Swords. So some of you are feeling very motivated in your mind with respect to whatever you're trying to manifest at this time. I feel like your brain is strong. You're very convicted. You've really made an important decision to embark on this journey. And Spirit is like, just go for it. Go for it, but remember to stay the course. All right. Yeah, we've got Justice. All right. So Justice really pertains to relationships. So I feel like this course that you're embarking on may have to do with a relationship, and it may have to do with family. So this may be about getting married. This may be about having children. This may be about extending your family. But I feel like whatever journey, whatever improvement, whatever personal girl. Oh, some of you, I mean, it may be like a baby girl. Maybe you're adopting. Maybe you are pregnant. If you are, it may be with a baby girl. You're taking your family in a new direction. You've decided it. You've made up your mind about this. And now, you know, February is the time when you're really starting out on this new journey. Okay. Yeah. Then we've got the Chariot. So it's all about movement forward. Like, Spirit is like, okay, you've made up your mind. You've decided that this is what you want to do. So I am helping you move forward with this. Okay. It doesn't mean that the The road is not going to be bumpy. It doesn't mean that the road may not have you go on a detour at some point. It just means that now is the time to get started. Now is definitely the time to embark on this journey. I'm also hearing that whoever you're embarking on this journey with, I feel like they're very much on board with what you're deciding. So I feel like this person, it's like you're in the driver's seat and they're in the passenger seat. Like they're ready, they're amped, they're motivated, and they have the same destination as you. So that's really important, because if you have a personal goal that involves other people, it's always important to have them be on the same wavelength and on the same page. And I feel like whoever you've got around you, who you're taking on this journey with, they're on the same page, they're on the same wavelength. Again, which is super important. Okay. Then we've got the Queen of Swords. So this is you. This is you. Like you, again, I'm hearing you're very decisive and you're sort of directing things. You're saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do at this time. This is who we're going to see. You're very vocal about it, which I said in the astrology part, but you're also very decisive, which is super important. You don't want to be wavering. You don't want to be straddling the fence. And I feel like you're in a very good position to move forward at this time. Okay. Let's get 2 more cards with this deck. Yeah. And then we've got the Ace of Wands. It's all about the fire of creation. So it's not only that you've made up your mind, it's like your spirit is in alignment with it also. Like you're very motivated. You're very action oriented. You're really at a point where you're very excited. You're very amped to make whatever this thing is happen. And I just love that for you. One last card with this deck. And we've got the Hermit. All right, so you could be embarking on this journey with a Virgo. So this Virgo could be your partner, could be a family member, could be, a lover. But I feel like you've spent the last couple of months. Again, at the bottom of the deck, we've got Judgment. So you're heeding the call of spirit. I think within the last couple of months, you've been really introspective. And I feel like you've really been thinking about what you want your life to look like, what you want to have in your life, what you want to experience. You've done the inner work. And I feel like that's why this is the time for you to start moving forward and taking action, because spirit recognizes that you've done that inner work. And it's really time for you to take that inner work and take that energy and use it outwardly, express it outwardly, so that you can finally have what it is that you want. Okay. Let's get 3 cards with this deck. Let's see what else we have here for you. We've got bad health. Okay. So when it comes to finances, when it comes to your sense of security or home, I feel like you're coming out of a situation where things weren't necessarily the best. Maybe you had issues with respect to your money, like not enough money was coming in. Maybe when it came to your sense of self, you felt very insecure, especially when it came to expressing your unique qualities. But I feel like you're coming out of this period of instability or this period of bad health, whether it's physical or mental or emotional. Okay. But I think the worst is behind you at this point, and now it's time to move forward successfully. All right. The next up, we've got home. Like the theme of home and family is really prevalent for you in February. So again, some of you could be trying to buy a home. Some of you are securing property. Some of you just may be figuring out what makes your house feel like home, whether it's the physical surroundings or whether it's the people that live with you or that you call family. Okay, so again, major emphasis on home and family for you in February. Let's get one last card with this deck. Okay, look at this. I can't even make this up. Family room. Okay. This is also a card that signifies, like in terms of timing, it means that something is happening soon. So I feel like a major action step toward your goals, whether it has to do with family or your physical home, is going to happen very soon. So whenever you're hearing this message, I feel like in the very near future, you're going to be prompted to take some type of action with respect to home or family, or spirit is going to allow things to align in your life so that something major in terms of this goal or this desire that you have happens. Okay, so very soon something is going to happen. Okay, so let's close out this reading with one oracle card. Let's see what final word Spirit has for you. This one wanted to come out in sideways, but I'll take it. It says heart, love. Okay, so definitely when it comes to this goal, this thing that you want to accomplish, this thing having to do with home and family, allow your heart to guide you. Okay, and that's what the full moon in Leo is going to show you, that you need to follow your heart, that you need to be courageous enough to follow your heart. So do that. And I feel like February is going to be a deliciously beautiful month for you. All right. All right, my loves. So that concludes this video on the monthly astro forecast for February 2023. All right. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important piece of information that you could use going forward into February. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing month, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.